In this month's Stay Crafty kit, you'll receive a sheet of thin cardboard, a Valentine Hearts template sheet, Conversation Heart stickers, Conversation Heart temporary tattoos, a small 3-ounce ceramic bowl, and 5 small bundles of yarn. You're going to have more stickers and temporary tattoos in the kit than you need, but this is so that you have some things to choose from, and also so that if there are any mistakes, that you've got extras that you can work with. Now, before you begin with your bowl, you're going to want to make sure that it's clean and free from any dirt or debris. And though you do have a lot of the stickers or temporary tattoos, we do recommend that you put them on just that flat part of the bowl, and kind of like this. Use 4 of them in sort of this pattern here. This is an example of what it looks like with the stickers on the bottom of the bowl. Just so that you know, once you do place the stickers on the bottom of the bowl, they can't be reused or repositioned. If for any reason you do need to peel them off, you're going to need to kind of scrape them off and then use something like rubbing alcohol or Goo Gone in order to get the adhesive off. But this is what it looks like with stickers on the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you're going to use temporary tattoos to place them on the bottom of the bowl. So I've chosen the temporary tattoos that I want to use for this bowl, and I've trimmed them around the hearts. They're a little bit bigger, and if you trim them, it'll help it to fit a little bit better on the bottom of the bowl here. And so what you're going to do after you trim them down and you want to get started is you go ahead and you peel off, there's a plastic protective cover, and you're just going to peel that off of that tattoo and toss that. And then you kind of need to go up to the very edges of the flat part. You're going to take the design and you're going to place the design side down, kind of up at the furthest edge of that flat area of the bowl. And now I have a bowl of water here with a sponge that I kind of soaked. You don't want it to be dripping. You can squeeze it out a little bit. Use some kind of damp cloth because you're going to be getting the back paper all wet here to transfer that tattoo onto the dish. And so you're just getting it wet to transfer the image, holding it down here. So I'll get the backing all nice and wet, and you don't want this to move at all or it will smear, it'll smear the design. So you just want to press the design into the dish, give it a second there, then very, very, very carefully start peeling up the paper. And your design is transferred to your bowl. You can mark or wipe away any extra water that's there, being careful. Don't scratch the top of this tattoo or it will scratch off. Let it set. You're just going to go ahead and repeat this process with each of the temporary tattoos that you've chosen, making your design along the flat bottom part of your bowl. A couple of things to keep in mind are, if left like this, these temporary tattoos can be scratched off. So if you're wanting to seal them and make it a little more durable, you're going to use something on your own like clear nail polish or Mod Podge. These bowls are not meant for food purposes, so you can use those types of sealants if you're wanting to do that. Another thing to keep in mind is if your design is off or you change your mind about which ones that you want to use in your design, these temporary tattoos do come up very easily with rubbing alcohol. So you can just get a cotton ball with some rubbing alcohol and just work these out and start from scratch if you need to. Now you're going to take your sheet of thin cardboard and your Valentine Heart template sheet. And for this project, we're going to be using the 2-inch heart from the template sheet. You're going to trace those onto your cardboard and cut them out. You have enough supply in this kit to make 5 2-inch yarn hearts that you're going to go ahead and put into your bowl. And let me show you how we're going to do those yarn hearts. This is optional, but I do recommend using a glue stick along the inner edges of the heart. It just helps the yarn to stick a little bit better as you're making this. Go ahead and get a piece of tape, and you're going to tape the end of one of your small bundles of yarn into the center of the heart. Once you get that secured, you're just going to start wrapping this piece of cardboard with the yarn. There's not a science to it, but alternating across sides and back and forth kind of helps. You'll find that you probably do it different each time, but you just wrap back and forth until all of the cardboard is covered. Something to keep in mind is don't wrap too tight or you might sort of pull and warp the shape of the cardboard and lose your heart shape. But if you just wrap back and forth, you'll find that pretty soon all the cardboard is covered and you've got a cute little yarn heart. You may or may not use all the yarn in the bundle. It's entirely up to you and your preference for this heart shape. But if you do need to trim off any yarn, just go ahead and cut that off and then tuck the tail into the other pieces of yarn on the heart. We hope you enjoy making your conversation heart bowl and yarn hearts decor with this month's Stay Crafty kit. As always, we'd love to see if you do complete this month's kit, so go ahead and tag us on social. We are at Fremont Lib on Instagram and TikTok and at Fremont Library on Facebook.